Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you survived your first night. This episode we're going to talk about food, because basically in Minecraft, if you don't have food, you're not going to last very long because hunger will get the best of you. So basically here we are back in our little world again. At the moment we have some cooked mutton, which is fantastic, and we can keep running around and killing animals to acquire meat, but basically we're going to have to go further and further every time to try and get meat, and eventually we're going to use more energy to get the food than what it'll actually give us. So in Minecraft, let's just change our view here. So here's our little guy. If we jump, that actually expends energy. So if I do this for a little while, you'll see that my hunger bar will start to go down. Another thing that expends energy in Minecraft is sprinting. So it's still nighttime at the moment, but yeah, if we double touch the walk button, we will sprint, and that will expend energy. And also mining and things like that expend energy as well. So basically we need to make sure we secure a food source that's going to regenerate itself. So depending on what difficulty you're playing in, so at the moment we've got it in normal, but you can also play in hard, peaceful and easy. If you're in peaceful, you don't need to worry about food and there'll be no mobs. I find it quite boring. There's not really a challenge to it. Easy, there'll be mobs. You will need to eat food, but not a lot. It regenerates quite quickly and you don't lose it very quickly. Obviously normal is the relatively middle road, and hard you will lose. Energy will get expended quite quickly when you do things like jumping and running, and you'll also need to eat food more often, just as a general rule. So the reason my hunger bar isn't going down is when we ate our mutton chop, we only had one hunger, so it's actually filled us up more than what the hunger bar is showing, and that's why it's not going down at the moment. But as I become less full, that bar will start to decrease. So it's nighttime at the moment. Now I got some wool yesterday when we were out with the sheep, and what we can actually do is, if like I said, if you're lucky enough to get wool, you can put 3 woolen blocks across the middle and 3 wooden blocks across the bottom, and that will actually give you a bed. And a bed is a really good starting point, because what a bed does for you is a bed, if you sleep in a bed, it resets your spawn point. So that means if you move away from where you started the game to make your base and you sleep in a bed, if you die, you will reappear back at your base. Whereas if you move away from here to make a base, and you go and make a base and then playing for a couple of days and you die, what actually happens is you'll respawn back where you started the game, which means you may not remember where your base is and it may be quite hard to find. The other advantage to sleeping is when it's nighttime, if you sleep, it will automatically make it go to daytime, which we're pretty much at daytime now. As you can see, the sun's starting to rise. So if you don't want to have to fight the mobs and stuff, you can make it sleep in your bed and make it daytime again, so that you can continue to work. So it saves you being holed down underground at night, because you can go and work. So we might go venture out and have a look outside. Now because it's raining, there may be creatures around, so you need to be careful. Now during the daytime, skeletons, zombies, they will get burnt by the sun, so they won't be around, but creepers don't get burnt by the sun, so you've got to keep an eye out for them. And also spiders at daytime, they're passive, so they'll only attack you if you attack them first, but at nighttime spiders will attack you. So right now we need to get our food sorted out. So what we need is a bit of wood, so I might chop down a few more trees. What we're actually going to use the wood for is to make a fence to protect our crops, because basically if we don't have a fence, our crops can get trampled by mobs. So that could be hostile mobs or just passive mobs. So if cows and stuff start jumping on your wheat, basically it will destroy your wheat, so you won't have a crop. So you need to build a fence around your crop so that you can protect it from the mobs that are going to want to jump around on it. So we'll get our bit of wood here, and because we don't have a bucket yet, we basically need to take our farm to the water, and the last thing we need for our farm is some actual seed. So basically, to get seeds, we just walk around and we punch these grass blocks here, and there'll be a chance that these grass blocks will drop some seeds for us. So basically, you just get to run around punching grass. It's very exciting. And eventually, after you've punched enough grass, you'll get some seeds. So if you can find a nice big field of grass, you'll be more likely to get some seeds. Probably to get us started, we'll probably want, if you're just playing with one person, you'll probably want 10 seeds. If you're playing a realm and you're playing with a few people, you'd probably want 10 to 12 seeds per person, because each seed will basically give you 1 wheat, and you need 3 wheat to create a bread. So basically, if you have 12 seeds, by the time they mature, they will give you 4 pieces of bread, which is, it's not the greatest. Oh, and here we go, because it's raining, we have a zombie. So you can block the zombie's attacks, but if you strike and basically time your strike so that you back up and walk forward and hit the zombie like that, you'll take a lot less damage. Okay. Now, because I have full hunger, my health will actually regenerate all by itself, as you can see there. Alright, so we've got 10 now. Grab some mushrooms. Alright, so we've got our 10, which is probably, it's enough to get us started, and if we just punch grass on our way back, we'll probably pick up a couple more. There we go, that was a nice patch of grass. Alright, so basically this is our house up here, so we want our food somewhere nearby. So this little lake is as good a spot as any. But we really want to prep it to make it useful for what we want to do. So what we'll want to do is we want to be near the water, because basically wheat will grow if it's 2 blocks from a water source. So we'll grab out our dirt here, and we'll just fill in these few blocks here. Let's get some more dirt. Right, so we've got a few more dirt blocks here, and we don't need a big farm because it's just us. So if we just pick where we're going to make our farming spot and sort of just round it out, so we'll probably just put it across here. We might dig out these ones here. This is sort of a swamp more than a lake, so it's a bit messy, but that's okay. Now what we need to make sure is we leave an area to put a fence around so that we can stop mobs from walking on our area. Alright, now we'll probably get rid of this tree, because what we don't want is we don't want shade where we have our base stuff, because wherever there is shade, there's a potential that there could be a creeper hiding under here or a zombie hiding under here. So if we get rid of this shade and we light it up, it just means that hostile mobs won't spawn under here. It also means they won't hide under here, because what happens sometimes is you'll find that skeletons and stuff sit under trees and they'll shoot you with arrows, and even though they normally get killed when the sun comes up, if they're hiding under a tree, they're protected from the sun. Alright, so the next thing that we need to do, so we've got our area sort of cleared out now, is we need to put a fence around it. So just pretty that up like that. Alright, so we need to go upstairs to our little house, and we need to make some fence posts. So for fence posts, basically we put 4 wooden blocks down, 2 on the left, 2 on the right, and sticks in the middle, and that will give us some fence posts. So basically if we turn some of our wood into sticks, and Now, a quick way to do this is if we have our sticks here and we right click, it'll separate our stack into 2 equal halves. And then we can do the same with our blocks of wood. And that's a much quicker way to get our fence posts and stuff made. So what we'll do is we'll take this wood, and now if we hold down shift and we click on our oak wood, it will actually, on our oak wood planks here, it'll actually make all of that wood into oak planks. So again, then we can do the same with the sticks, and you can see we now have a stack of 64 sticks plus 6 extra sticks. So it's a very quick way to basically change all of your resources into what you need. So we can take our 64 and basically halve it around, and then we can do the same with our sticks and shift click, and now we have 48 fence posts. What we will also need is a gate. So a gate is pretty much the same, except we put the bits of wood in the middle and we put the sticks around the outside, and that will give us our gate. So we can now go down to our little beachside farm that we're going to make in this miserable rainy weather that we seem to have landed in a swampy biome. So if this was my game and I ended up in this biome, I would probably take my bed, pack up and leave and go find somewhere nicer, because it's just annoying having rain all the time, because it means that there's always going to be mobs sneaking up on you. But we might build a little base now, and then we might hightail it out of here very soon. Alright, so what we want to do is basically we want to wall off a little area to keep the mobs out. And what we don't want to do is bring our fence up to this line, because if we had a fence here, like this, basically it wouldn't protect from anything, because you can just walk straight over the top of it. Whereas when there's a fence here like this, you can see we can't get over it, because a fence is actually 1.5 blocks high, and things can, like mobs can only jump one square high, sorry. Alright, so we'll put our little gate in, I think probably there, and put our fence posts in like that. And we might just get rid of this dirt here, so that we don't have things sneaking around, jumping on our farm. There we go. Alright, so we've got a little safe area now. So the next thing we need to do is prepare the soil. So we'll go back up to our little base again, and you can see all this jumping is making me hungry. So we do need to get our food sorted relatively quickly, or we are going to starve very fast. And we are short 1 stone, so we just need to quickly go and get 1 stone block. We'll go to our little secret cave up here. Where was it? Here it is. Alright, so we'll just quickly grab it. We'll grab a couple of stone. Now be careful when you walk into places like this. There could be skeletons and zombies. So just make sure that when you're walking anywhere dark, that you haven't put torches to make it safe. That you're just keeping an eye out, because there's a good chance that you might be just there minding your own business mining, and then you get jumped on by a skeleton or a spider or a zombie, and then before you know it, you're dead. Alright, so we've got our few bits of stone. We've got our area roped off, ready to go. Oh, there's our little entry there. Now, what we need is a hoe. So basically, similar to all other tools, we need obviously a handle, which we make with sticks, and then we need the instrument, which is just 2 bits of stone, one on the top middle and one on the top left. So now we've got a stone hoe. So it's nearly night time, so we want to get this done really quickly. So we want to put a torch up around here so that we don't have mobs spawning in our farm, but it also means our wheat will grow faster, because it will give it more light, which means even during the night it will still continue to grow. And basically we want to right click on the soil, and it will till it so that we can then take our seeds and we can plant our seeds on it. So we can go like this, and there we go. So now we have a farm. So basically with a little bit of time, that will mature into wheat, and we can turn that into bread. So that's basically an easy and sustainable way to do farming. Now because it's night time, we can jump in our bed, we can have a nap, and basically bang, and now it's daytime again. Now you will see that there is some creatures still lying around, and because the sun's out today, the zombie is actually going to get burnt up by the sun. So we can help that process along by hitting him a couple of times. But the creepers and the spiders will still be around, so you need to keep an eye out for them. But looks like we're pretty safe. I always like to check the high ground and make sure there is nothing around. So you can see we've got our little farm there, and it'll basically just grow along. And what we can actually do is, when the wheat matures, we can kill it, and it'll give us one wheat, and it'll give us like 2 or 3 seeds, and we can use that to expand our farm to basically increase our productivity. We could also bash some more bits of grass, as you can see, and we could get some more seeds, and we can plant them to help speed up the process as well. So basically, the more wheat you have, the faster you'll get bread, and obviously with more people, you'll want more bread, and it's probably not a bad idea to have a reserve of bread in case you get stuck mining or something for a couple of days and don't have time to come and look after your farm. So you can see we're down to 5 hunger now, so we really do need to eat, and you can see we're not regenerating any health that we've lost because we're not full enough. So basically we need to eat until we're full, and now that we're full, we'll actually start regenerating health again, and there you go, our health goes back up. So that's basically the tutorial about food. In the next one, we're going to tackle some mining and things like that. So I hope you're enjoying it so far. If you have any questions or you're not sure about anything, just let us know in the comment section below. I hope you're finding this tutorial nice and easy and not too complicated. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible for you. So let me know if anything doesn't make sense or if I've sort of glazed over something and assumed it's assumed knowledge. But yeah, we'll see you again soon. Bye guys.